Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, this is a highly requested video. I was just looking at the one I did 3 months ago, where I did an early predictions video for the Euros. We're only, how many days away? 18 days now from kickoff, depending on when you're seeing this video. So I'm going to do the Telegraph's Euro 2024 Predictor. Now that we at least know the final teams, because in the previous one I predicted Wales would be in the tournament and a couple of other teams that didn't make it. I think I predicted Greece rather than Georgia get through, and I did think Ukraine would get through. So, has my opinion changed a lot, particularly ahead of the upcoming friendlies before the tournament? I'll get a chance to see certain teams a little bit better. Wales have got a friendly with Slovakia. I'll be quite interested to see how they do. I'll be watching the sort of progress of certain teams. Certain teams haven't got as much momentum, or will not have as much momentum as they did during the qualifying campaign. Whereas some other teams will have injuries, they'll have a change of manager, change of approach. So what did I think is going to happen? Okay, so I have changed my mind a little bit on Group A, but we'll go through the groups A, B, C, D, E, F. I'll look at the third place rankings and see which two teams are going to get knocked out. And then we'll have a look at the knockout stages. How's that sound? As always, please get in touch using the comment section to tell me your opinion. I'd love to hear it. Especially if you disagree with me. And some of you definitely will. Okay, so I've got to click which country, Germany, Scotland, Hungary or Switzerland, I think is going to come first. After the most recent round of friendlies that Germany played, I think they are showing a lot of improvement. I think I originally had them down as squeezing second from Hungary, but I think that they have started to show a lot of promise. And of course, it's their tournament, so they should do quite well. I still maintain that I think Scotland are getting out of this group. And until I hear otherwise, I will continue to downplay the Swiss. The reason being, in tournaments, Hungary in the last couple have been really impressive, although their best form comes at home in qualifying. They're always difficult to beat, and they did really, really well in the last tournament as well, in a very, very difficult group. So I think that Hungary will come third. So I haven't changed my opinion in the sense that I think currently Switzerland will come last. I do think, okay, there's two things that are going to happen here. I will state, I think Switzerland have the best team after Germany of those three teams. I think they've got the best individual players. People like, Granit Xhaka. However, I read one of your comments and it confirmed that they didn't have a great qualifying campaign, and their current coach, unless it's changed and I haven't done my homework, is not great. And I think that is going to affect it. Get in touch with me if you agree or if you disagree. So I think Hungary is going to come third. However, plot twist, I still think these three teams, Scotland, Hungary and Switzerland, will get points off one another, which means I think when it comes to the third place ranking, Hungary are going to be in trouble. I'll come back to that later, so stay tuned. Okay, one of the two hardest groups. I think Group B and Group D are the hardest groups here. I've said a million times, I feel like a broken record, Spain and Italy do not have recognised strikers. I do not rate Morata. I've talked about this in a recent Champions League video. Equally, Italy, not quite sure what they're doing. They had Retegui come from Argentina, and he's using his Italian passport. But he still doesn't play for a top team in Italy. And I think that they might go back to playing Federico Chiesa up front. Now, don't get me wrong, Chiesa is magnificent, he's absolutely amazing, but he's not a lone striker. He is a winger slash attacking midfielder slash second striker at best. So, what do I think will happen? I think there could be some draws in this group. I am predicting Spain to come top. And I'm predicting Italy to come second in this group. I think my pad is on the way out. It doesn't recognise me pressing anything up here. So yeah, I think Spain will come top, Italy will come second. Being Welsh, I saw Croatia in the qualifying campaign and they were very poor. We beat and drew away from home and beat them in Cardiff. They are not the Croatia of old. I do not think that they'll be reaching the second round this time. Albania are the dark horses. I would not be shocked if we saw this. I would be shocked if we saw that. I would be amazed if we saw that. That is definitely possible. Albania have a surprisingly strong squad. So if Croatia take them for granted, then they will definitely regret it. So Albania are, on a good day, I think Albania can qualify to this group. They finished top of their qualifying group. They looked impressive. If you look at their squad, they've got players in lots of top teams right across Europe. Beware, people will sleep on Albania and they'll think, oh no, former world champion Spain, former world champions Italy, former finalists in the World Cup, Croatia. Don't sleep on Albania. However, I am putting them in fourth, so I'm kind of sleeping on them, but you know what I mean. Haven't changed my mind about Group C. England are going to walk this. They're going to beat teams 3-0. And living in Britain is going to be hell, because all we'll hear about is England won 3-0, England won 4-0. I think Denmark are going to come second. For me, Serbia have the stronger squad, but Serbia are notoriously bad in qualifying campaigns. They'll have a red card. They'll have someone sent off, maybe 2 red cards, and it'll affect everything. They're too hot-headed, and if they actually play to their potential, if a side like, I don't know, let's say Italy had Serbia's players, they'd be getting to a quarterfinal, semi-final every single time. I really, really rate the footballing quality of the players in that country, where there's something about the mentality, the coaching, the preparation, whatever it is, that when they get to a tournament they mess it up. Slovenia can definitely come there, maybe come there. I would not be shocked. So I'm putting them at bottom because I know less about them. They had a really good qualifying campaign. They've got some good individuals if they all are fit. So I'm trying not to sleep on them, but I'm just going by what is the most likely. Okay, group of death. Group D. Obviously Poland, not Wales. I'm not changing my mind on France. I think they are absolutely going to walk out of the group. Despite this being a strong group, I still think France are absolutely miles ahead of most of the countries in the world at the moment. I think the Netherlands could sleepwalk into a quarterfinal if they wanted to. They just have that good a team. But again, I don't think this is the Dutch team to make it further than a quarterfinal. They lack pedigree, but they don't lack talent. If it goes right on the day, maybe. Austria are a really good team. I think they will get through. I can definitely see this happening on a good day. If France underestimate them, but I just don't see it happening, then Austria could top the group. I think they're a really strong team. It's just a group of death. If they were in this group, or maybe this group or that group, I think they'd finish possibly top, or not that group, but second in that group, maybe top in this group, second in that group. So I'm not underestimating Austria. It's just France is just insanely good, so good. Poland might cost Austria a place in the next round. I'll come back to this point again, like I will with Hungary when you come to the third place. But Poland, my anticipation after seeing them beat us in the playoff final, Poland in 120 minutes didn't have a shot on target. I remember Lewandowski shooting from outside the box and it going to the moon, but there was nothing. Our goalkeeper didn't make a save, so Poland are not playing to Lewandowski's strengths at all. He is not scoring for them. He is not the same player for Poland as he is for Barcelona. So forget that. They do not play a system which uses him at his strength. He wanders around the front like a lost child. It's really odd. The attack is kind of similar to Serbia. The attacking talent that Poland's got is so good, but the current tactics that they are being employed by the manager are going to get them bottom, but they might get a 0-0 draw against either the Dutch or Austria or both. They'll go out at bottom, but I think it could cost Austria, because I think to get through you need to have 3 points, and I don't think Austria can beat France. I think they can draw against the Netherlands and they might draw against Poland, so they'll get 2 points. So bear that in mind. Okay, Group E. I love the manager. They've got an insane group of talent. I actually think some of the players, I'm going to say this, you're going to be like, what is he talking about? Some of the players in this Belgium team are actually better than the golden generation. They've got more depth. They rely less heavily on individuals. You need to imagine that, Kevin De Bruyne is nearly, in his last tournament, nearly, particularly if he goes to Saudi Arabia this summer, you never know. Lukaku, I'm a Roma supporter, so I've watched Lukaku all season long. He's not the player he was. He's still good, but he's not, like, world-class anymore. So I would say that Belgium have much more strength in depth than they used to. And I actually think they'll go quite far in the tournament. I also like this Ukrainian team. I don't think they'll do well after they get out of the group, but I think in this group they will get second. And then Slovakia and Romania will take points off one another and take Ukraine quite far. I can maybe say Ukraine will finish with, say, 4 points, and the next team with maybe 2 or 3, and then 1 or 2 for the final. So I think that there'll be a closeness between them. It's not going to be Belgium with 6 points, Ukraine with 6 points or whatever. Oh, sorry, Belgium with 9 points, Ukraine with 6 points. I think it'll be closer than that. I keep changing my mind between which team is going to come third. I think it's just as likely. I think in this is one of the closest. Oh no, I changed my mind again. I don't know. I literally did the version of this video in Italian and about 2 hours ago, and I've changed my mind since then. I keep switching between these two teams. I can't decide. It's going to be very close. I think maybe Slovakia will do it. Romania had a wonderful qualifying campaign. That's what I said in the Italian video. I said Romania third. But I would not be shocked if Slovakia came there. There is an outside chance of them coming there. So I am aware that they have a really good squad at the minute. I'm going to leave it like that for now, but like I just said, it could be completely different. And for me, Portugal is, for strength of depth and quality, they are probably my favourites after France for the entire tournament. I think they're absolutely magnificent. I thought they would go further at the World Cup. I think I predicted them to get to the final in one video. So yeah, I really rate this team. Now, I realise that I have a lot of Turkish supporters. However, I have similar doubts, and they know that Turkish fans are incredibly passionate about their team, and when they do well, like they did in qualifying, they start saying that they're going to win the whole thing. I'm not saying that they can't, but I think that they are similar to Serbia. They qualify well, and apart from that one World Cup where I was so entertained by them, and they got to they were 4th place, weren't they? They do have a really good couple of youth players like Ardar Güler, but I think Czech Republic are going to come second. And now loads of Turkish people are writing me comments. I just think that the Czechs are going to sneak through. I really rate a lot of their players, and they quietly, if you remember in the last tournament, they actually made it to was it the quarterfinals? No one said anything about them, and no one noticed them quietly moving through the tournament. They've always had really high quality technical players. They've got Patrick Schick up front. I just think that, and they've got people, all the West Ham players in the team as well. Yeah, I think that they're actually a quality outfit, so apologies. However, I think Turkey will get through to the next round, so don't panic, Turkey. Don't panic, all my Turkish subscribers. Notice they've said Turkey and not Turkiye either, interestingly. And also, Czech Republic and not Czechia, because they both changed their names, haven't they? Okay, let's go back to this. So, I think... So, I already said that Poland might take points off Austria. Switzerland might take points off Hungary. Slovakia, Romania. So, if Albania play to expectations of the mass, not Albanians. Albanians obviously know they're really good. Croatia could come top. Then I think if it's Georgia's first tournament, I would love them to do well. I would absolutely love them. I love the fact that it's their first tournament, and obviously I love the Napoli player, Kvaratskhelia. So I think they could maybe do this or that in a different order. Czech Republic could come last. Georgia could come, loads of things can happen. But more than likely, I think Turkey will beat them. So that leaves them on 3 points as well. I think Serbia could make it through because they could beat Slovenia. And then it becomes interesting, because the quote-unquote better of the teams are in harder groups. Hungary, I really rate, but Switzerland might take points off them. Austria, I really rate, but Poland might take points off them. And these two, I think, could finish in either of those orders. So, this is tricky now. I might go Austria, Hungary, Romania, which means that Hungary don't qualify. Even though, if they were in that group, they'd probably come second. In this group, they'd probably come second. So yeah, it'll be going to be really, really unfair. But I think Hungary aren't going to make it through because Switzerland will nab a point off them. Okay, so let's take a look at the round of 16 then. So I'm going to go with gut instinct. I'm going to say Germany. I don't think Denmark are in the best of form at the minute. I don't think that's being harsh. They're a good team, but I think as a home team, obviously Germany, and they're in good form. This one is... I can see Scotland winning, because if Scotland go 1-0 up and defend as well as I know they can, Italy don't have a natural goal scorer. So I'm going to pick Italy, but to all the Scots watching, if Scotland go 1-0 up, I think Scotland are winning this. But if it's 0-0, I think Italy will go through on penalties, and Italy could get, a free kick or a corner or something, but not if they're panicking and they need to get back into it. Okay, Spain and Turkey. Turkey will give them a good old fight, but I think Spain will get through. Not that I think Spain are going to get really far in this tournament. Again, if Turkey go up against the Spain, similar conversation. Spain don't have a natural goal scorer. Morata, I do not rate him. He does not score in high pressure situations. So again, Turkey can beat Spain like Morocco did if they get an early goal. So remember that. Okay, Austria-England. This would be really interesting because I do rate this Austria team. But England are, for me, the third best team in the tournament. So I think that's happening. Like I already said, I'm not rating this Croatia team at the minute. They're going through a transitional period. Still good enough to get to around a 16, but for me, Portugal are one of the best teams in the competition. So, sorry, Croatia against quite a few of others. Obviously, Croatia are penalty specialists. So if Portugal don't get a goal, then I think Croatia would go through. Netherlands, Ukraine. That's tough. Some of these are different from earlier on. I think I changed the order of these compared to when I did the video earlier on my Italian channel. The Dutch for me would go through there, but it would be really close. Maybe extra time or something. Okay, Belgium for me there against Serbia. I think Belgium have got a really good squad. If I say England are third best, for me Belgium would be fourth best. As much as I talked about the Czech Republic earlier on, for me, no one is beating France. So, quarterfinals. Okay, Germany against Spain. That would be an amazing match. Portugal against Netherlands. That would be also amazing. Belgium against France. Another cracker. England against Italy. The previous tournament's final. They would be 4 insanely high quality matches. Absolutely would love to watch all of them. Okay, so I think Germany are better than Spain. Again, I said earlier on, I don't think the Netherlands team is good enough to be a semi-finalist. And Portugal, I rate highly. Belgium losing in another quarter-final, another time to France as well. They lost in the semi-final in the World Cup to France. And this one, however, mi dispiace dire, sorry Italy, I would say that England are going to go through there. Oh my god, look how good these are. Okay. So now we've got the home team against Portugal and my favourites against England. So Germany have made it through. What did I say? Oh yeah, I said Belgium are the 4th best team, but they were against France, so they don't make it to the semi-finals. In this situation, I think Portugal will get through against Germany. I think the hosts will bow out in the semi-finals. Totally plausible that they could get to a final. But I highly rate the Portugal team, and this one, sorry England, I just don't see anyone beating France. And it was close in the World Cup. England absolutely could have got it, won at in that match, but it wasn't meant to be. And I think, unfortunately, they're going to do it again to you. I'm sorry. And I think we already know what I'm going to say here. The 2 best teams, in my opinion, in the competition, Portugal versus France, a repeat of the 2016 French European final in which Portugal won 1-0. But I'm sorry, I think it's a little bit of revenge. I picked France, which apparently is the most common. 24% of players also predicted France to win. England were in 2nd place and Germany were in 3rd, but way down with 14% compared to 24 and 22. So, do you want to tell me who you think is going to be the winner? And do you highly disagree with any of my choices? Do you think that I'm silly for thinking Portugal are going to do this well? Do you think Germany are going to win it? Do you think England are finally going to get their own back on France? Do you think that I'm talking nonsense about Croatia or Turkey? Alternatively, are you Romanian or Hungarian and disgusted that I've put you at bottom? Are you Slovakian, Slovenian, Polish, Albanian, Swiss, or Georgian, and you think that I'm being really unfair? let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and if you want to join me on Patreon to support the channel even further, there's info about that in the box below. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'd love to hear from you, and maybe I'll do a third video just before the tournament starts as an absolute final when I see the most recent results from friendlies and warm-up matches and see who's in the squads, because obviously some big players are missing. Courtois is not going, for example. Well, supposedly not, even though he did stop getting fit for Real Madrid. So I'll take an even closer look at the squads when they're all announced in the next week or so, and yeah, I'll get back to you. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye.